I know this probably sounds like a crazy question, but can I look through your trash? And he said, sure, you can look through the trash. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a collaboration with my good friend Alex from Chapter 2 Vintage Co. This is my Halloween decor tour, I guess you could say. These are all of the things that I have purchased over the years and I'm going to show you how I display them in my home. And I have a couple cool little stories to go along with some of the things that I have found. So let's go ahead and get started with the spooky tour. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start right here in my entryway. I have my little Casper friend that I found in an auction, as well as my little Buddha ghost that was in one of my videos that I found. I stuck him in this little toolbox that gosh, I don't even know where I picked this up. I've had it for such a long time. This little green candle here was given to me by one of my students when I was still teaching. And I like the way that it looks at Halloween, just that green with it. And I have a little battery operated candle inside. These pumpkins here are the cute little pumpkins that my mom makes that I sell in the store. So she sells these at Wildflower Antiques. This is a little pumpkin that I found at Goodwill in probably a grab bag or something. I just thought it was cute. I thought that the fabric on it looked a little vintage. I just kind of have it sticking on top of that little pitcher there. And you can see right here this was a little votive that I got at Dollar Tree this year. And then I also bought these flowers, and this is a crystal vase that was my grandmother's, but I bought these flowers at Dollar Tree as well. I change those flowers out for every season on my little bench here. And this is also a pumpkin that I got last year at Dollar Tree. I didn't change out my cloche at all, but this is a little something in here that Melissa from Fresh Blooming Clothing sent me. So I like to keep that in display. Oh, the music is getting awfully spooky. This is something that I believe that I got at Hobby Lobby or something like that last year. So that is my little entryway section there. Okay, one of my favorite little spots is, this is above my TV in my family room. And I have my blow mold ghost that I actually leave inside so I can enjoy his little glow all season long. And this is something new that I picked up. This is a Kron or Kron television light. You can see he has a red bulb in his back. There's his marking there. I picked him up at Goodwill over the weekend. He has a little chip in his wing right there, but I love his little glow that he gives. It's very, very, very spooky. All right. I also have my little scary zombie guy that I picked up at Salvation Army for 99 cents. My son I said that I wanted to have a little thing for him to hang from his arm. My son actually made this, I think when he was like in kindergarten. It was a little homemade craft that I've always kept with my Halloween stuff. So I thought it looked cute hanging from my little zombie guy. This is a ghost that I picked up at Goodwill at some point, but I like the way he looks all lit up. This is a glove mold that I keep year round, but it kind of looks a little spooky when it comes to Halloween time. So this is my little setup here underneath my TV. And then I have this window that I hang on my wall, and I have a little sign there that I think I got it at Hobby Lobby or Joann's. And then my shelf here has one of my scarecrows that I will leave out all fall, and a little pumpkin. Got both of these at Goodwill. And my friend makes these beautiful signs, the little red porch. I will leave her Etsy store below. She's amazing. Hi, Pam. And then over here I have my big lighted up cat that I got from Joann's last year, I believe. His eyes light up, but his batteries wear down awfully quick. And I don't have batteries in him right now, so he's just kind of hanging there spooky without his lighted eyes. But up here is a shelf above my couch, And I have just some blow mold pumpkins. I love these old style ones. You can tell just by the feel and the handle whether or not they are vintage or not. It's just something that you will learn. The new ones have a very thin little handle. The old ones either will be marked with a marking without a bar reader code on it, or they'll have a thicker handle on there. And then here's my other little scarecrow. And this little paper mache-esque pumpkin that I picked up at Goodwill, I just put some greenery in his head. And now that goes above the shelf above my couch. Side table next to my couch, I have Creepy Pumpkin. Now, the story with Creepy Pumpkin is that my in-laws bought Creepy Pumpkin for my husband when he was in college in the 90s. And so we've had Creepy Pumpkin ever since we've been married. My husband had him in college. We get Creepy Pumpkin out every year, put him in pretty much the same spot. My daughter used to be terrified of Creepy Pumpkin. She hated the wart on his nose. We love Creepy Pumpkin. It's something that we will always have and probably will pass down to our children one day. And then next to Creepy Pumpkin, I have just a little honeycomb pumpkin that I did pick up at a yard sale a couple weeks ago, I believe. And then I keep this little candy dish mostly filled with candy. It's a little empty right now. I need to get that filled up. Right now I have orange slices in there. But that is where Creepy Pumpkin stays. Right next to my front door, I have this beautiful pie safe that I picked up in a barn. I think in a barn somewhere, and we cleaned it up. I didn't want to do anything to it but clean it up a little bit and bring it home. I'm not going to open it up because inside is where I stash things that I find. Like there's Christmas stuff stashed in there right now. It also holds blankets as well. But right now it's full of Christmas things that I have found at yard sales and things like that. So I'm not even going to open that door. This is one of those banners. I got several of them at Goodwill. This little banner here, a friend of mine made for me. She made me one for Christmas as well. I absolutely love it. This is something that would be an easy craft to do. I am not very crafty, so I rely on the craftiness of others. But all you do is take strips of fabric, use this twine, tie them in knots, and you have a nice little swag. On the top of my cabinet, I have another blow mold pumpkin. He doesn't have his light. I just leave him hanging, just sitting up there. Just his glow is good enough. This is a little fall blessing sign that I believe I got from Dollar Tree. This little guy, see Luigi? My family hides him in various spots and waits for me to find him. This is a game that we do. Well, I don't do it. They do it. And they think it's hilarious. So Luigi, I found you, Luigi. You are hiding behind that pumpkin. But I found you, so now they're going to have to hide him somewhere else. Guys. All right, and then next I have cleaned up my little Casper that I got at the auction last weekend. And now he sits up on my shelf right next to another pumpkin that I got at Dollar Tree, I believe last year. I do collect globes, so I have some globes put away because I had to make room for other things. Okay, now walking through the end of my entryway, I have a shelf up here that I just keep various things on. Right now I have these red and white bottles that I do collect, and I love this little lunch pail that I bought at an auction. This guy, my mom had painted him when I was a child, so I've had him forever. On the bottom, we don't want to show that room in there. On the bottom it says, you can't really tell, but it does say Daria, which is my mom's name. I need to touch up his nose. His nose has a little bit of a chip and a little bit of the paint coming off. That we used to have a ghost that goes with him, and I don't know what happened to the ghost. I don't know if the ghost broke years ago, but I just have the scarecrow. But I picked this little candle votive holder at Goodwill, as well as this honeycomb pumpkin. And then down here, these are other either yard sale or Goodwill finds. I very rarely buy anything new. Sometimes I'll buy the signs just as accents, but honestly, guys, I buy them when they're on clearance. I just am cheap that way. But this is, I thought it was cute. Yeah, see, I got it at Goodwill. Sometimes I leave these tags on them because I kind of want to know how much I paid for it years from now. So I paid 99 cents for this at Goodwill. But I liked the witch that was on it. It just reminded me of the 80s, of the 90s. This is, I love, I buy these whenever I can. If I can buy them plain and clear like this, I think I'll show you another area, but in the house where I've used them, but I'll spray paint them if they're just these white, nothing special to match different holidays right now. I just have this one clear because I do use it for multiple things. But this little skull, I have a couple of these. I bought that, I believe I got him at Dollar Tree last year. I got this guy at Dollar Tree this year, and he also fits one of the candles that I bought from Reclaimed Mercantile. She sells these great little votive candles in her Etsy store, and it fits perfectly inside this little candle pumpkin holder. This is another one of my little plastic pumpkins. The size of him, now he does have a thin handle, but just the sheer size of him and his face and the way he feels, I can just tell that he has some age to him. He doesn't have any markings or a readout on him, but he fits perfect in this little crate that my father-in-law made. There's my family. There's my father-in-law right there. My mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, me, and my husband, but he made this cute little wooden crate for me, and it fits perfectly in there. This print here, it's going to be kind of hard for me to get it all in. My best friend bought me this last year. It is a reproduction of a Bastille advertising poster. She has one in her house, and I always had gone over there, and I'd admired it, and I wanted it, and she bought me one last year because she's a good best friend. And I love it. I would leave it up all year if I could, but I don't. I change things out way too often to do that, but I love it. I think that I'm not sure what website that she found it on, and I know that they do sell out very fast. They probably, if not, haven't sold out, if they're even selling them anymore, but I think that it's amazing in my hallway. This is probably one of my, this is one of my favorite shelves in my whole house. This is where I change it out every season. Right now, obviously, it's Halloween. A lot of these things you have already seen because I showed them in my haul video, but I wanted to show you how I display them. I'm still not quite done. I need to put something else up on that shelf, but I do have another one of the the ghost. He doesn't have his light, but I still like the way he looks, so I'm keeping him. This little skeleton hand, creepy. But I have my vintage ghosts up here. Now this guy is just a little candle, but he was cute. I liked him. And then some of these ghosts were in my haul video, and some of them weren't, because some of them I've had for a while. And I just love this one. Look at the pumpkin's face. It's so sad. But I love that one. And these pumpkins back here are making silly faces. That's a candle there. Boo. And I love that pumpkin's face. And that ghost is coming out of his pumpkin. So I have a little ghost shelf. And then this is kind of a little witchy shelf. This is a little candle pumpkin holder. I just have a little votive battery operated candle in there. These are my little walkie guys. I have this little pumpkin walkie guy and this little spooky ghost. You spin him and he is very frightening. Ooh, look at that. That's scary behind there. Ooh. And so a lot of these I have shown you in the haul. These are little candles here. Yeah, see, sometimes I will leave the tags on just so I can see. These were 99 cents each at Goodwill. Here is my little blinker pumpkin guy. I still haven't cleaned him up, guys. This is how excited I was to get all my Halloween stuff out. He's still dirty, just dirty sitting on my shelf. I'll get to him later. But I wanted to keep the box and display it on this side because I loved the graphic that was on there. I also like to use old Pez dispensers in my displays at home. This was just a spooky little witch. They're not worth a lot of money. The Pez dispensers that you want to look for are the ones that do not have feet. The ones that do not have feet are the ones that you want to spend a little bit more time looking at. But I just like the look of them. And they're tall, so you can kind of just stick them back there and they just add a little accent. I loved these. These little girls here are Enesco. So they're probably, I don't know, from the 80s, 90s. I picked them up at Goodwill. This one has a big chunk out of her hat, but I didn't care. They look very much like old Lefton witches to me. This one's made in Japan. Dad has picked this up from somewhere. And he knows that I love these little miniature things, so he always puts them aside for me to look through. So I just love these little girls, and I've kept them. And then down here this is a little pumpkin that one of my children have made. I don't know which one. That's pretty sad. I believe it was Jaden. Jaden, my son, made this when he was in elementary school. So he's just a little jack-o'-lantern. I've showed you this little witch in my haul video. I will link the video of my haul for you to watch as well. These little cats are just these little ceramic black cats. They were probably homemade. They're just painted matte black. They're not shakers. They're just little statues. And Dad found them and thought that I would like them, and I do. I want to get little orange ribbon. I need to put a little orange ribbon or something around their little necks. Back there is my little vintage Bastille kitty cat, looking so spooky, scary. Showed you these. This is that witch puppet head. I just took her head off her body. I just like her head. I'm just going to leave her head. This is a little box. This box and this box. My best friend Cindy got me this box a couple of years ago, I think. It's just a little box, but I like the graphic, and I want to be able to display it on a shelf, so I have it sideways. And this is another little box that I got on clearance in a hotel gift shop in the summertime a couple years ago. It was probably less than $1, but I liked the graphic on it as well. And it's just like a little cardboard box that you open up. As well as this one. Can't really see it. This one I got at that hotel gift store as well. And then down here is another ghost. I don't know if I showed him in the haul video or not, but he's just a little hand-painted ceramic ghost. Here is another Pez dispenser. Just a spooky skeleton. And then this witch that I love. I think that I've shown this in the haul. I know I've shown the cat and the ghost butt. And then I put Casper, the Casper cup there. See, there's the ghost with his little butt there. But this is one of my favorite areas. I'll change it out for Christmas. At Christmas time, this will be filled with Santa mugs. So I like to change that out for the season. Here is an old stained glass window that we have hanging on our wall. I'm not sure where we got this, but I loved it and I wanted to keep it. But I just simply have a little trick-or-treat sign up there that I got. Let me take this down because, like I said, sometimes I leave the price on. Yep, I got it at Goodwill. Am I the only crazy person? When I buy things at thrift stores, I leave the price on because I want to see how much I paid for it year to year. Maybe I'm the only crazy person that does that. I don't know. This is another one of those things that I got at that hotel gift shop. It's just a little hanging thing. And it says Halloween is here. It's got a little black cat. And it fits perfectly hanging from the rim of that window. This room here is one of my favorite items as well. This is an old Casper the Friendly Ghost board game. And what we've done is put it on dowels. So the glue's coming off, but you could just put your old board games on dowels, put a hanger on it, and hang it up on your wall. I love this look in a game room. I have not that great of a game room. We have a pinball machine in here and a slot machine, which you'll see in just a moment. But this I only keep up at Halloween time. But I'm always looking at vintage board games to be able to hang them up on this wall here. This is our slot machine that we got from someone was selling a building and they were selling the slot machine and we got it. So we play it. It's just ours. But on top of the slot machine, I have this vintage Bastille honeycomb witch in her black cauldron. This is a new, I got this, I think, at Walmart last year. It's a new little pumpkin, but I like the size of it. And this is one that I picked up this year. This one has a readout on it, but I loved it, so I bought it. I think I bought several of these online this year when people were selling them. So they're just hanging out above the slot machine to be spooky. Okay, on my dining room table, I've showed you these salt and pepper shakers that I picked up at a yard sale. And in my little cloche here, I have another pumpkin that I bought from Dollar Tree last year. And then I love pie birds, so I put my kind of fall looking pie birds in here. And then on here, this was something that I probably found at Goodwill or Dollar Store or something. It's a pick, but I just stick them in one of my bottles. And my best friend Cindy got me this box to use as a table centerpiece. And these I just picked up at Joann's to add to it. These, I'm going to tell a story here in a minute about these guys, but they are Fiesta. Let me get to where you can see the name. They are Fiesta. Do you see that in the lowercase f? That means it's vintage. They are candlestick holders, and I have to get me some black candlesticks because I don't have any right now. But I got these in someone's trash. That's right, in someone's trash. I'm going to finish the story in just a moment, but these are in excellent condition. My everyday dishes are the more modern Fiesta. That's what we got when we got married. Over 20 years ago, we got them as a wedding gift. We use them still today. They're my favorite. So I wouldn't say that I'm a Fiesta collector, but I do like some Fiesta pieces. Every year for Christmas, my mother-in-law gets me a new serving piece as part of my Christmas present, and I just like them. They're very durable. I just love the look of them. They're a timeless classic piece of pottery to me. Okay, and this is my favorite section of my home, and it's in the area that I work at. I'm not going to show you the rest of the area because if you're a reseller, you already know what I'm talking about. It's a hot mess in here. And so this is the area that I love. I look at it every day. It just makes me happy. These are my blow molds, my tabletop blow molds. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you some of the things that you have seen. Some of them that you haven't. Here is another one of those banners that I kept. Actually, this piece of furniture that it's sitting on, we got from someone's trash. They were throwing it away. It needs a little bit of work. We took it home, just cleaned it out with the garden hose. This drawer needs to be completely rebuilt, but I use it for storing extra candles and placemats and things like that. And some games and things are in there. So we got this piece out of the trash. I love the color. It's a soft aqua color. I didn't want to do a thing to it. So it's one of my very favorite pieces. All right. So let's go ahead and where do I start? Some of the pieces that you have seen. Well, you've seen. Well, have you seen any of these pieces? I don't think that you have seen any of these pieces because all of these were no. You've seen this guy. You've seen this guy. So you've seen him. I picked him up at a yard seller, Goodwill. Same with this guy. You'd seen him. He doesn't have his handle on him at all, but I just loved him. So he's a good little accent piece. And then I've got some tabletop blow molds. I have this. I don't know if they're Empire or what. I think this is the one that I've showed you one. I've showed you one in the haul already, and I don't remember which one. I think it was this one is the one that I had shown you. It's unmarked. This one is Empire, and that one is Empire. But honestly, it doesn't really matter what their brands are. I love them, and I will buy them. So I'm looking for the Pumpkin Man. The Pumpkin Scarecrow Man. He's kind of, but I want one without the cat. You see, he has a cat. So I love this display. So I'll just go ahead. I've got that one and this one and that one. Those are my 3 tabletop blow molds that I have. I also love this big, oh, and I left the Goodwill sticker on him. I've had him for a couple years. Paid 69 cents for him at Goodwill a couple years ago. He is a Orenzi. I've never really heard of that. Orenzi. I didn't care because he's a huge one too. He's a big guy. And on the back, it's embossed with this great cat that says Trick-or-Treat. I wish that this part was in black so it would show up better and I would have this side displayed. But here's another cake stand. I like to use cake stands a lot to use in my displays. And as you can see, this is another one of those white ones that I spray painted black that I use with my Halloween decor pieces. These pieces of green glass I picked up. Let's see if they have the price tags on them. No, at Goodwill. I got them at Goodwill. Probably $1.99 each. I typically leave these out year round, but they do look nice with the Halloween things. And then my little fairy lamp. This was in one of my auction haul videos. And also inside is one of those great votive candles that I bought from Reclaimed Mercantile in her Etsy store. I'll link them below. But that is the look of these beautiful fairy lamps. So great. And those candles fit perfect in there. Okay. This little, my dogs are going to bark, of course. This little honeycomb scarecrow guy I picked up on Instagram. You ever stay up late at night and people are having these sales on Instagram and they have all this Halloween stuff and you just are like, oh, I like that. I'm going to buy that. Well, I bought him. I want to say I paid $12 for him. I love him. He's in great condition. I liked his height. So he's a new addition to my Halloween family. These candlesticks I got at Goodwill. Let me just see if they've got the prices on them. Okay, Brutus. No, they don't have the price. No, actually, you know what? I got these at a yard sale. I did pick these up at a yard sale. I had intentions of painting them, but never got around to it. But this is another candle holder that I got at Dollar Tree this year. I got that pumpkin at Dollar Tree as well. I just kind of have them sitting on there. They just add some height. This little dolly girl, okay, let's say hi to Brutus, shall we? Okay, would you like to go outside? Okay, let's let him outside because he's going to bark the whole time. And there's our sweet Bella. If everybody would say a prayer for sweet Bella, she is really in the last stages of her life. We're just making her comfortable, but she's taking a turn for the worse and now is not eating. So Bella, say hi. Everybody's going to say a prayer for you, okay? She's 12 years old and has cancer, and you know, we're just giving her the best life that we can while we have her. She's been the best dog ever, though. But say a little prayer for her and my children, and we're going to be taking it rather hard when that time comes because we love her so much. Okay, back to Halloween. Something that makes me happy. This little girl here, I had her in the shop forever and she didn't sell. And I thought, I love her. I'm bringing her home. So I found this little witch hat for her at Joann's. Not in the Halloween section, guys. If you want these little felt witches hats, they're in the doll making supplies. So just a little tip. I think they're 99 cents. So I got several of them. But they look cute just kind of sitting on a display too. But I thought it looks cute on my little no-armed girl. I got to do something. She needs something. She needs something to cover up herself. But we'll figure that out later. This is another skull that I got from Dollar Tree last year. This is a little, see, like I said, my dad knows I love little miniature things. And he'll find little things like this and he'll put it on the shelf that we have at the shop for me to look at. This is one of the things that he found. It's this little Bakelite dog pencil sharpener. And I love it. And it goes good with my Halloween stuff because he's green. I love him. This was something, and I need batteries for it. It was in a Goodwill grab bag. I don't know. I think it'll look cool if I put batteries in it, but I kept it. And now it's sitting there. And then this is a cake topper that I got from the Goodwill bins. I just liked it. And now it's in my Halloween decor. I'm just thinking she's dressed up as a soldier. I don't know. I thought it was cute. This is something here that I got from Walmart, I do believe, last year. Yeah, $1.97. And the final two pieces are the pièce de résistance. And I know I probably didn't say that right, but they're my two favorite things in the whole wide world. And I got them from the trash. So, along with the Fiesta candlesticks, in someone's trash, I also picked up this vintage 1950s, probably 40s or 50s. It is made by, I should have looked this up a little bit better before I'm telling you, U.S. Metal Toy Manufacturing Company. It is, you put a candle inside here. It's a lithograph jack-o'-lantern. And when you put the candle in, I wonder, let me see if I can do this without catching myself or the item on fire. Oh, looky there. So you put a candle inside and he lights up. So on one side is the jack-o'-lantern and on the other side, oh, look at that owl. Isn't that amazing? Trash. Someone's trash. They were throwing this away. There's a story to it. I'll tell you that story in just a moment, but let me take this candle out because I surely do not want to ruin it. I stick the metal is quite long, so I stick the metal inside. And then in the trash was also this paper mache pumpkin. Oh, isn't it glorious? I know, and it still has some of the wax residue from when someone put a candle in there. But there's his other side. He is in really good condition. He has a little bit of, paint loss around his nose, but in someone's trash. So he was in the trash. And these guys were in the trash. Let me tell you the story on how I obtained these guys. So, people come into the shop all the time and they tell us that they have things that they're wanting to sell and they want to know if I would be interested in coming out to their house and looking at the things that they have for sale. And most of the time that I do, you can kind of get a feeling. Honestly, most of the time I say, well, send me some pictures of those items and then we can make an appointment and we'll go from there. Because I've been to houses where it's longer burger baskets, Boyd's Bears, and I don't want those types of things. So I investigate a little bit, and this is a customer that had came in several times, and he was visiting from another city. He was from here originally, but doesn't live here any longer, and his mother had sadly passed away, and they were going through her house to have an estate sale, and he thought that I might want to come over and look through some of the items before they had the sale, which I gladly did. And he had things all set up for us to come and look through. And I only picked up a couple of things. It was a lot of glassware that I wasn't interested in. Glassware is not selling for me in the shop right now, so it's not something that I'm buying right now. And then I looked over and he had piles of trash. And I just started looking and I saw some linens and some other things. And I asked him, I said, well, can I look through your, I said, I know this probably sounds like a crazy question, but can I look through your trash? And he said, sure, you can look through the trash. So I started opening up these bags and I found some Halloween items. And then I pulled out the paper mache mask or candle holder. And then I pulled out the Fiesta candle holders. And then I pulled out the lithograph candle holder and a few other, not that, I don't even know if I have them anymore, probably sold them, anything that I could salvage that he was going to throw away, I got. And I said, why are these in the trash? These are great. And he said, oh, I just didn't think anybody would want the Halloween and Christmas stuff. And I was like, well, I want all the Halloween and I want all the Christmas stuff. So they were in his trash, and I gave him, he said, well, you can just have them. I said, no, I'm going to give you some money for them because they are worth something. And honestly, I'm keeping them. I love them so much. I'm not going to resell them. I will keep them. He said that they were something that his mother had always had, and he remembered growing up as a kid. So I said, I will display them on a shelf proudly, and, and he liked that. So he said, just give me $20 for all of it. And so I gave him $20 for all of it. So that's my story. And it's one of the stories, it's like a mythological story that I will pass down from generation to generation on how I obtained my paper mache pumpkin head and lithograph head and Fiesta candlesticks. I know, to some people that's just boring, but to me, that's a story. That's a story that should be passed down from generation to generation, I think. But anyway, my video is late. I'm so sorry, but I wanted to show you how I used some of the things that I've decorated that I have found and I have used to decorate in my home. And I hope that you enjoy this video. Make sure that you go through and you show Alex some love and tell her thank you for putting this all together. Go through the playlist, watch all of the videos, give everybody some love, and I will see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.